Hi guys, and welcome to my ace tanker for the AMX 13F3. Yes, it's an arty replay, but like so many of my arty ace tankers, it's not your standard game. A lot of my ace tankers in arty tend to come from exciting or unusual games, and this one is no different. This is a 9.4 replay. In fact, it was one of my first games on Stalingrad. I'm playing solo, and it was one of the games I played before my old PC decided to melt. But I haven't brought it to the channel yet. And let's just get going. So as I say, it's a tier 6 French arty, and the matchmaking's been quite kind. A lot of good players on the enemy team, but on the other hand, it's a tier 7 game. I'm a tier 6 arty, so I should be able to do quite a lot of damage. And it's one of the first times I'm playing arty. In fact, I think it's the first time I've played arty on Stalingrad. Now, I've played a few other games on Stalingrad where arty decided to go 9-0 lines, but I decided, you know what? I'm testing out this map for arty, so let's head the other side because I rarely see arty head over here, and I have no idea whether or not it's because the position is crap or because everyone is still new to the game and really don't understand how the map works yet. So I've decided to set up in this corner just to see what sort of range of fire I can get. And as far as arty goes, the AMX 13F3 AM is actually quite good. Yeah, it's a bog standard arty. The penetration is not fantastic and the alpha damage isn't fantastic, but being a French arty, the rate of fire is okay, the aim time is okay, but what I really love about this tank, and you'll see it later on in the game, is how fast and maneuverable it is. So we're setting up here. I've got this shot on the tog, and the shot goes low. Okay, wonderful start to the game. Hoping for a lot of damage there, but it just did not happen. Now, the replay is messed up because for some reason it's showing green lines like it usually does in arty replays, even when I have red lines. So I've got quite a lot of red line here. I can't actually hit these guys. And I've got barely a hint of a shot on the tog, but again, it's a red line. I need the tog to reverse before I can hit him, but okay, we can sneak a shot in just past the building on the KV-1S, and we fire blind and actually hit him, so no idea how much damage we've actually done. But I'm basically the only tank over here on the 1-2 lines, and I'm hoping the enemy team aren't sneaking down. But the enemy seem to have invested a lot of tanks in the middle and on the 8 lines, so... And the enemy team are already annoyed with us. Let your team in the middle die, strong tactics. So that Unicum in the comment is unhappy he was one of the first ones to die on the enemy team. I really didn't see how he died or what he did to die, but he obviously YOLO'd thinking it was an easy win and died rather quickly. So again, the replay is messed up here. I am tracking this E25, but the aim reticule is off, and I do have not much of a shot, and the shot lands just behind the E25. So again, I've got shots. I have no idea why the aim reticule is off. I have no idea where the aim circle is gone. This is a problem we've had to put up with in what replay since 9.4. I don't know, the replay system has really been messed up, and I don't see it being very high on Wargaming's list of priorities to fix. So I do have shots on this T20, and unfortunately he reverses. Now, I am aiming directly at this guy, but the replay says I'm not. I really don't know why the replay system is having so many problems. And as I say, honestly, I don't think it's going to be very high on Wargaming's list of priorities to fix. So I can't actually see what my reload time is. I've sold the tank, like all my arty games and all my ace tankers in arty. I usually sell the tank immediately afterwards, and this one is no different. And again, I do have shots on this T43. I don't know where the aim circle is or why the reticule is offline, but it is. Come on. And again, shot falls just short, but we still managed 400 damage. But our team are not looking so good at the moment. We're losing 8-10. Still a lot of good players left on the enemy team. And you can see a KV-1S is moving into our spawn. I see him. But again, I've got shots on this T20. Thankfully the shot pens, and I've just killed the best player on the enemy team, or the best player who's remaining alive. And the enemy E25 is already calling this game for us, but it's very, very unlikely. We're losing 10-11. We're being capped. So, basically, no one is in a position. Our KV-220 has just died. No one is in a position to stop cap, and as I say, this is where it stops being a standard RT game. We are being capped. There's one tank in cap. It's probably the KV-1S, I'm not sure. So I'm moving forward. I'm going to go into shotgun mode, and what really surprised me about this RT was the speed and maneuverability, but another tank has just started capping. Only 20 seconds left in this game. So, I've got to move up. I'm firing HE. There's a tug, but I can't fire because there's a fence in the way. I've got to break this fence before firing. Move forward and put a big shot in. 927 damage and set him on fire. So there we go. Over 1,000 damage done in one shot to that tug. And now, thankfully, the KV-1S is using a derp gun. He missed. And all I have to do is stay in cover. I know there's an E25 around here somewhere, but I'll stay in cover. And I'm going to wait for this KV-1S to advance. And aim as long as I risk it. And there we go. There's 2 tanks stopped from capping. Kill number 3. 2.3k damage. And I know I've put a blind shot in. But we've got an E25 and myself left. And there are 3 enemy tanks left. And I'm worried about being flanked. I know that the TOG and the E25 were last spotted on the 6th line. They could be moving across, or they could be flanking. So again, I'm in TD mode. Hunting down the enemy tanks. No idea what health they're on. So basically I just want to set up an ambush here. And then I'm thinking, well, if I was the E25, I'm probably flanking down the 1-2 lines. So maybe I better move and try and intercept him rather than trying to defend cap. So we'll just set up here on the corner. Hopefully someone will drive in front of me. And our E25 has gone hunting. And he's not spotting the enemy tanks where they were last spotted on the mini-map. So I'm really starting to wonder whether or not they're coming around and flanking. I would have thought to myself it was very unlikely they've gone back to defend. And the enemy E25 has been spotted. And unfortunately I'm not in a position to help our E25. He's asking for help. I need to relocate in order to get shots on him, and he's on 40 health. I need to support him really quickly. He's a one-hit kill. So I've moved up, kind of waiting for the E25 to maybe move across me, but he's not. He's cutting across the open field to intercept. So again, replay's kind of borked, and I'm aiming as quickly as I can, and it's basically a judgment call as to whether or not to spend longer aiming. But unfortunately, because I spent a long time aiming, it cost our E25 his life. But I do kill the enemy E25 because I aimed as long as I did. So now it is me versus a TOG-2 and a T-43, and again, no idea what sort of health they're on, no idea where the tanks are. I'm again using this tank. It's surprisingly fast and maneuverable. I'm using its speed to relocate, and again, I'm hoping to run into these tanks at close range so that my view range isn't a problem, and so that maybe I can derp them as they come around corners. But the one thing I don't want is for basically the enemy T-43 to flank me. I can easily outrun, and I could possibly even circle a TOG to death if it came down to a 1v1 situation, but it's the T-43 that worries me. So I'm completely relocating, I'm moving over to the other side, and I'm hoping maybe I can surprise the T-43. If he's coming from this direction, maybe I can derp him in the face. But unfortunately, yep, he decided to flank, He is a one-hit kill, I've just checked, but I'm not in a position to turn around and shoot. He's got a decent rate of fire. I'm a two-hit kill for him. So basically what I'm going to do is, all I need to do is set up an ambush and hit him once. So I figure this is a good place to set up an ambush. If he tries to come around the buildings either side, I've got him. All I have to do is hit him. And then it's going to be a 1v1, and there he is, and I miss. Arse biscuits. And there we go. I'm a two-hit kill. He puts one shot in. I'm hoping to scare him into either firing or making him think I'm reloaded. So I'm advancing aggressively, trying to force him to come forward, but yeah, he knows what the reload on this tank is, and yeah, you can't win them all, folks. So it always sucks to get an ace tanker on a defeat, and that's exactly what happened. It was nice of the enemy team, quite a few of them congratulated me after the game, but as far as arty goes, I think the AMX 13F3AM is quite a fun arty to play, especially towards the end of games when you can go into TD mode like that. It's surprisingly fast, it's surprisingly maneuverable, and even though the gun is not great for a tier 6 arty, it's actually okay, especially when you can get those penetrating hits. So we also picked up a high caliber. We picked up Gore's medal for doing 10 times the hit points of my vehicle in damage, which was quite nice. We finished up with 1125 XP, which was more XP than anyone on the winning team got. 2,807 damage with 4 kills. Yeah, and the gun is accurate for an arty, but not that accurate. But then again, my crew aren't particularly good, and I'm not using any consumables. So we fired 10, we hit 5, and actually did 5 splash damage. So pretty good performance, especially on a city map. And as I say, it was my first time playing arty on Stalingrad, and that position looks actually okay for arty, as long as you've got some tanks in front of you to prevent the team or enemy team from moving down the 1-2 lines. Nice amount of damage. I damaged 5, destroyed 4, did 26 base defense points, and considering it wasn't a fantastic game for an arty, 42,000 credits, a lot of credits earned. Surprising it was that high, but 42,000 credits earned with a premium account. I don't play a lot of arty games on stream, and I don't play a lot of arty games when platoon, so when I play solo, that's when I play the tanks that probably aren't fun to watch, and that includes a lot of arty. So I was playing solo, I was playing off stream, and it wasn't my first game of the day, but 1687 XP with a premium account was okay. And as I say, last game ever in this particular tank. You won't see me in it again, but if the planets align, and if someday I'm very, very drunk or something on stream and I end up rebuying an arty, I think of all the arty I've played so far, this is the one I'm probably most likely to rebuy. But that's not going to happen. It'll have to be a blue moon before that happens. Anyhow, as I say, first ace tanker in the tank has to come to the channel no matter how good or bad a game it is. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.